Hello ladies and gentlemen, this is Yoruus speaking and welcome to the summary video for multiplayer game number 94. Spoiler alert, if you do not want to know how the game went, stop watching this video and go to the first position of the playlist that should be around somewhere in here and watch the actual game. But if you have watched the game or you just want to know how the game went so you can decide if you want to watch the game or not, or which parts actually you're interested in, they stay while and listen. So in this game I've got Apoc, Cleftor, Twins and Filthy Robot and NQShimi16. While I'm recording this, Filthy Robot have not uploaded this game from his perspective. I have no idea if he will. Okay, one more time, spoiler alert. If you don't want to know anything, just stop watching right now. Okay, you had your chance. Let's continue. So I don't know if Filthy Robot will upload this game because this was terribly short game for Filthy Robot. This was very terribly short game. I think he got screwed out of this game around turn 50 or something, something like that. So I don't know if he's gonna actually upload this game or not. Maybe from his perspective it was actually not that interesting game, so I'm sorry Filthy Robot for this game, didn't work out that well for you. But anyways, definitely check out his channel. He uploads ton of games, he plays almost every single day, he streams on Twitch almost every single day, so yes, he has a different attitude than me, yes, he is emotional, but he's still a very good player and I think a lot of people will actually like to listen to him and watch him. So if you do have spare time, definitely check him out, support him, cause I think he's trying to make a living out of this, so definitely any views that you can spare will help him out. So let's get to this game. So as I said, I've got Apoc, Cleftor, Twins and Filthy Robot and NQShimi16 in this game. Apoc is playing India, Apoc is playing USA, Cleftor is playing India, Twins is playing Ottomans, Filthy Robot is playing France, and NQShimi16, I actually forgot who is playing. I think it was Shanghai. So forgive me that I don't actually remember that. That will sort out in the later game. And I've got Morocco. Now, I was super excited about Morocco. Morocco is, well, it's not my favorite civ, but it's just a civ I thoroughly enjoy playing. Why, do you probably ask? Well, to be honest, I don't know why, but I just have that feeling that if a civ has a unique improvement to the land, it feels like a little bit more personal when you play it, like France or Inca or even like Portuguese, that you switch around the land a little bit unique, and it feels like so much cool to have that. Probably that's why I like Morocco so well. Not only that, but actually Casbah is pretty awesome. But enough about Morocco, let's focus on this. So my start is terrible. I'm like terrible. I haven't gotten such a bad start for a long time. The only good thing about all of this is, well, a chance for a Petra, which combined with Morocco unique land improvement is just purely awesome, because like a plain desert tile gets to like 2 food, 2 hammers and 1 gold. Well, that's amazing. But without Petra, desert is not that great. Yes, it's +1 food, +1 hammer, +1 gold, but it's not that great. So I do see a lot of desert, and I was like thinking, okay, where do I move? So there's not much south, there's a little bit desert to the north, so I thought like, okay, let's go north. So I will have a lot more desert in my capital, so I can actually, well, use the unique building, well, unique improvement a lot. But enough about the starting location. Let me show you what happened next. Okay, so when I said there's a lot of desert, well, that's some desert in my capital, I didn't thought that it was so much desert. Look at this land. Desert all around the place. So now I'm not that much experienced. Well, maybe not. Well, I am a bit of an experience. Yes, that's true. But I still don't have that crucial timings for rushing Petra like 100% done. So I missed Desert Pantheon. Yes, I missed Desert Pantheon, and now at that stage of the game I should have been like, okay, if Desert Pantheon is gone already, probably somebody's gonna rush Petra, right? So now I felt like I don't have a choice really, and I need to try to go for Petra as well. But the way I tried to do it was kind of wrong. Of course, in game it seemed right, and it seemed like the only viable option. But after the game, I would say I was not correct. But let me explain how that I felt in game. Now, I felt in game after initial scouting that I'm almost all alone in here. But I didn't scout any of the players yet. I knew that Apex is somewhere around here, and I had a doubt that he would go in here, and there's a huge cool thing about in here, Lake Victoria. So I thought like, okay, I missed the Desert Pantheon, maybe I can get Natural Fate from Wonders. And I definitely want to snatch Lake Victoria. It's an awesome city, right? River, Lake Victoria, Marble. It's a great blocker city on a mountain. What could you ask for more? So I felt like I need to get that spot. So I definitely went for a settler. I did go for writing, but making a settler slowed down my library by quite a lot. I had huge barbarian problems. Also, my land was not that great when you want to rush wonder. When you want to rush wonders, you want granary resources like wheat, deer, stuff like that. When you have 2 food, 1 hammer, you want to be on a hill. And most importantly, when you go with the granary fast, you'll get like 3 food, 1 hammer tile that will make your capital grow quite fast, and you can still work the hills. I didn't have that. So my initial buildings were quite slow, and plus that settler, there was too much. There was too much to ask for, and sadly, I missed everything. I missed Hanging Gardens, I missed Petra, and by a lot, but I think by 7 or 6 turns I missed Petra. So at that stage, like I was all into Petra. Well, not too much all in on a game. Did make that settler for Lake Victoria, but that was about it. That was the only positive way from my approach to the early game. Missing those wonders was like, oh my goodness, that was pure craziness. But well, let's go on with the game, shall we? Okay, so this is basically my empire at around turn 100. Basically, it's a disaster, okay? This is basically a disaster. Now, the only good thing is theoretically my capital, but to make this capital work, I was like moving food all the time to my capital. I had happiness problems, I had gold problems for quite a long time. Yes, I was able to expand all of this place, but for this game to work, I would need like 50 or 60 turns of peace. So though I was protected in here, there was kind of an issue with Apex in here. Apex took out Filthy Robot, of course, I forgot to mention that. Apex took out Filthy Robot quite fast. And with that army, he tried to scout in here, but I was able to push him back and put my sort of a frontal city against Apex. So this is not takeable, okay? This is not takeable by land, not a chance. Units put in here, unit in city, and a city attack will just destroy everything in here unless you will commit a lot of resources to it, or he will just citadel on top of my city. And it will still be hard to get in here to attack. So I was kind of secured from Apex. I wouldn't say I was secured from Twinsen. Shumi is somewhere in there. He had no intention to expand towards me, which was quite a nice. Which turned out he had basically all the land he needed, and Cleftor was somewhere far away on the corner of the map, all left out to himself. And you know that Cleftor is an amazingly good player. He's just crazy good. When you leave him alone, he can achieve a science victory around turn 180, 190. Just great player. So this is my empire, and somewhere along this turn or even area, I was like said, okay, Yoruus, if you want to get back to this game, you gotta go all in echo. And this is exactly what I did. I had literally no army. I was just building buildings, trying to get my economy up and trying to get my cities up and running. From this point of the game to the next screenshot that I will show you, from my perspective, there was nothing going on. So let's go on. So here we are, 100 turns later. As I said, from my perspective, not much was going on. You can probably see like, oh, Yoruus, you're in a very good shape, 3.5k gold, 1.4k science, not bad, 44 population capital. Yes, perhaps, maybe, but first things first. So what did happen? I did some diplomacy around the place, and I managed to guarantee theoretically myself some sort of a peace. As I said, I needed around like 50 turns or so to get back in shape. So yes, I did manage to even have 100 turns of peace, but that came at a price. Now, what happened during that game? Well, Cleftor was running away. As you can see on this map, I already have satellites, so you can see them up. Cleftor started around in here, and he was connected like by one tile, a very small passage to Apex and Twinsen. So he never was in real threat, but somehow, miraculously, Shumi and Twinsen, first off, they fought between each other with frigates, but they reached sort of a stalemate, so they decided to join up forces, made open borders, and since Twinsen couldn't get out of this, I don't know how to call it, inland sea, it was blocked by the ice and by the land of Shumi, so they agreed, and Twinsen got his ships out through Shumi land, and they attacked Apex. They took his coastal cities around in here and in here, but Cleftor did not give up. Well, they couldn't really attack his capital or his second really huge city on the mountain, but they did take 3 coastal cities, so Cleftor actually decided that he will not go on the coast anymore, and he planted those 2 cities that he missed inland, so they are not reached with ships. And he will do basically the stuff he usually does, which goes for science victory. In the meantime, well, Apex was trying to catch up all game long. With a little bit of a problem, he had Alhambra, but I will get to that a little bit later. So Shumi fought with Twinsen, with stealth bombers, and at some point they reached a stalemate. So then, well, stalemate. Twinsen did lose his capital, but he retook it. So Shumi decided Twinsen is already slowed down enough, and he will turn his attention into me. So as you can probably imagine, he attacked me. I was kind of prepared for that. As you can see, I already have bomb shelters. Already it's turned to 100, so this is not a really quick science game. But I did have bomb shelters before nukes, and I was preparing to go to war. Now, I did have order, but at some point, I don't know if it was right or wrong, that could be like a matter of theory crafting, I decided to went off from order because I felt I will never be able. Actually, that's not true. I reached order tier 3, so I got an extra scientist and great engineer, but I kinda switched into autocracy. As you can see, I had saved up a lot of gold because I felt that switching into autocracy and using that gold to buy stuff will give me a much better chance to survive, maybe attack somebody, and go for space victory than actually staying order. Now, we could theory craft about it if that was wrong or right, but I will switch to the last screenshot and I will basically show what happened to me. So here we are, almost, well, over 30 turns later. So let me do a short update what actually did happen. So as I said, Shumi did attack me. Surprisingly, surprisingly, I was able to defend for quite a long time. Though it was like stealth bombers, XComs, I wasn't really in range, but I managed to sort of reach a stalemate. I even used, you're probably imagining like what that nuke is in here. There was my city. Yes, there was my city. But, well, I defended it with nukes. I kinda nuked it when he stealth bomber to 0. He dropped like 5 XCOM. I used a nuke. Boom! XCOM dead. I was still surviving. But then I was kinda screwed up over reloads. Actually, 2 times. Basically, on my screen, I managed to shoot and kill the units that were about to take my city. But after the reload, of course, I lost the city. So, basically, I lost this city. But Shumi never, like, went forward with that attack, which is quite surprising. I did manage to take his capital with XCOM, stealth bombers and XCOM, so I did take his capital. Of course, Shumi was like, there was less second moves and so on, blah blah blah. But he always says like he has so many units to move. Then I didn't feel any sort of regret. Well, it was not like a last super second move, and at this stage of the game, which actually don't keep units around your capital, you're kind of in trouble anyway. So after that, well, APOC holds a grudge from a previous game where I sneaked cap his capital. So he decided, yes, he nuked India a couple of times from the sea, but he decided to use all his resources to attack me, Blitz XCOM. Now, Blitz XCOM are a problem. There's really no way to defend against Blitz XCOMs. Now, that's the part of the game that's, well, what can I say, absolutely unbalanced, because there's just simply no way. I surrounded my capital, I had some stealth, I was like waiting, but there's nothing I could do. One nuke, boom, my units were dead, then Blitz XCOM drop onto my capital, and boom, my capital is gone. So my 44 pop capital was basically dead, and I was out of this game. I missed, I believe, 3 parts to launch to space. Well, the interesting part though is Kleftor, 2 turns later, managed to sneak in a science victory. So overall, I was trying my best to win, of course, but given the very slow start, missing crucial wonders like Haying Gardens, Petra, having a lot of barb problems, I kind of felt like I was always trying to catch up. Yes, I was on a good way to win still, but, well, that just didn't work that well. My early game calls were not that great, and probably switching from order to autocracy maybe overdone then, basically. Maybe if I went straight for order and actually used some great engineers to speed up some parts, maybe, just maybe, I could sneak in a victory. That's highly doubtful. But I'm still happy because, well, I didn't win, but people that killed me didn't win either. So that's always kind of a happy part of losing the game, when people that actually kill you do not win in the end. So this basically happened to all the other players in this game, especially Shumi and APOC. Well, especially APOC, who decided to attack me first instead of Kleftor, which he could probably stop and actually in the end maybe turn the game tide into his favor and maybe perhaps win the game. Overall, as usual, for me, quite interesting game. Well, quite interesting game. Late game warfare, not too much action at the start, well, except barbarian problems and building up. But I kind of enjoy, somebody called me someday like a Bob the Builder, basically. Well, I kind of like the building part of Civ quite a lot, and warfare a little bit less, but still there was plenty of warfare in the late game. Quite interesting moves here and there, so it's quite enjoyable and quite fun. Sadly for Filthy, he got out of this game quite early. Very sorry, Filthy, that's just the way it went this time. Hopefully next time you'll play a little bit better. But as usual, I try to pick up very strong players for those games, so yeah, it's kind of always very close games. To recap my mistakes, basically I need to learn how to go for Petra Rush and actually learn how to decide when Petra Rush is the best course of action in this particular game, probably going OCC into Petra would be much better beneficial when trying to actually sneak in a quick settler and just trying to grab the Natural Fate Wonder. That would be probably better, but well, I learn on my mistakes most of the time, so lesson learned. And still, yeah, basically that's it. So GG, thank you for the game everyone, and GG Cleftor as usual. Yeah, amazingly cool job pulling a win after being attacked, slowed down. But this is how those games goes. When you reach the stealth XCOM part of the game, achieving a science victory is really hard. So big props to Cleftor for making it happen, to sneaking that science victory when probably no one was really expecting that. Really good job, a really cool game. So one more time, thank you very much for watching. If you haven't watched the game, I definitely invite you to watch the game. The link should be in here. Yep, and if you have watched that game, then, well, basically, thank you for watching, and see you next time. So, best wishes, Yoruus out.